Day 3 of World Cup is here, and what a day of shocks it has been. We had 4 games on today, 2 from Group C and D, of course. The matches were Argentina versus Saudi Arabia, Denmark versus Tunisia, Mexico versus Poland, and France versus Australia. We start in Group C with Argentina against Saudi Arabia. You'll see why in a minute. The match was played at the Lusail Iconic Stadium, which will host the final in the city of Lusail. Final score, Argentina 1, Saudi Arabia 2. What a shot. Argentina took the lead through Lionel Messi. Saudi Arabia equalised through Salah Al-Shireri and scored through Salem Al-Dasari to win. So with that win, Saudi Arabia have made things a lot easier for themselves now, while Argentina have made life even more difficult for themselves. Argentina have to go to Mexico next and hope they can salvage 3 points to keep their qualification hopes alive, while Saudi Arabia will be fired up for their game against Poland, as they thought, well, we've beat the toughest team in the group, so we fear nobody. If Saudi Arabia can get another 3 against Poland, then they don't have to go full out against Mexico because they won't care, they'll already be through anyway. So we begin Group D now with the first game, and that is of course Denmark against Tunisia. The match was played at the Education City Stadium, once again in the city of Al Rayyan near Doha. Final score, Denmark 0, Tunisia 0. What a boring game. So our first blank of the World Cup came in the Group D game, 0-0 draw between those two sides. Denmark will see this as 2 points dropped, especially in the first game, while Tunisia will see this as a good result for them. Denmark have to go to France in the next game, which will really test them now, as they have to win that game. Well, they should have won against Tunisia, but whatever. Tunisia go to Australia, hoping they can salvage 3 points, because this is a team they can theoretically beat, because Tunisia and Australia are evenly matched. So, yeah, boring game, 0-0, nobody scored. Why bother watching the highlights, Who the hell cares how many teams, the teams had that many chances, who's bothered? Because it was at the end of the day, nobody scored, so disappointing for Denmark, especially as I tipped them to top that group. That looks like it's going dead in the water right now. Anyway, Game 3 and the other game of Group C is now, and that is Mexico taking on Poland. The match was played at Stadium 974 in the capital of Qatar, which is Doha. Final score, Mexico 0, Poland 0. Another dull game. Despite being a 0-0 draw, Mexico and Poland will both be happy with that, considering Argentina's loss to Saudi Arabia earlier today. Obviously, like I mentioned before, Mexico will now go to Argentina, hoping they can get those 3 points after seeing that Argentina are now vulnerable. And Poland will have to up their A game and get Lewandowski on firing form if they are to face a fired up, pumped up Saudi Arabia, who can say, we beat Argentina, we can easily defeat you. Anyway, Group D's final match, and it is the world champions France taking on Australia. The match was played at the Al Janoub Stadium in the city of Al Wakra. Final score, France 4, Australia 1. Scorers, Giroud got 2 goals, Rabiot of Juventus also scored, Mbappe, man of the hour, scored, and Australia got one back through Goodwin. So with that win, it looks like the champions' curse is broken now. France absolutely tearing Australia to pieces, even after going 1-0 down. They just woke up, realised who they were, and tore the Australians to bits. They're sending them back down under. That gives France the great advantage now going into their second game, which they'll be playing Denmark. They'll be out for revenge, as Denmark have had their number recently in recent European games in the Nations League, for instance, while Australia will be looking to bounce back with a 3-point game against Tunisia, as a defeat for Australia would mean elimination. Well, that's all for Day 3 now at the World Cup. Catch me tomorrow for Day 4, where Groups E and F will be playing. please like, subscribe, turn on notifications to never miss anything, follow me on social media, links in the description below, and if you haven't seen my Day 2 review, link to that will also be in the description down below. I'll see you tomorrow, goodbye.
Thank you for watching.